All right. So today on NewbieVeT, got a special guest. We got my dude, David Beard.
Yes, sir.
What's going on, King?
What's going on, man?
Man, how your day going, brother?
It's going all right. A little busy, but we good.
Yeah, you just getting our work.
Yes, sir.
Working man, brother, man. So how's life going for you, man?
Life going all right, man. You know, preparing some things we got in the summer that we about to start trying to push, you know, and get them organized and put together.
Okay. All right, we're going to get into that. Okay, let's get from the beginning. So originally you from here, Augusta, Georgia, born and raised?
Born and raised in Augusta, Georgia.
What hospital?
What hospital?
Yeah.
University.
University,
Yes,
okay.
sir.
What neighborhood you remember growing up? Like if the neighborhoods. I have to ask neighborhoods. I know everybody in Augusta, they have multiple neighborhoods that they grew up in. Yeah. But what's some of the neighborhoods you grew up in?
Yeah, that's a good way to put it for sure. Because coming up here, I was like, dang, like my mama used to always be like, this where she grew up at, which was on Mill Street, you know, not too far, just making sure that, you know, we don't want to live like that. So, you know, I grew up in Glen Hill Circle. You know, stayed there all my life until I got grown, so it was kind of stable from that standpoint. But yeah, definitely, family raised down this way, so yeah.
Okay. What all schools you went to, like from elementary on up?
Actually, Glen Hill, baby, all the way through.
All the way through.
Yeah, I went to Glen Hills Elementary, Glen Hills Middle, and Glen Hills High.
So you Glen Hills to the heart.
Yes, sir.
So you ain't one of the ones that just got transferred there. You been there from day one.
Nah, day one, Glen Hill.
Day one. Okay, cool. So what was the school Glen Hill experience for you?
It was okay. Like I said, it was up to middle school. You know, it wasn't too crazy, but you know, like when I got to high school, it was like kind of like a culture shock a little bit. Remember, like the first week there, you know, it was like fights left and right. Things I wasn't used to, you know, seeing too much, but, you know, as far as like the camaraderie with everybody, like we was real like tight knit, so, you know, those things I ain't never really have to worry too much about. Then I was an athlete, so, you know, I ain't really get messed with too much.
Right.
But, you know, I enjoyed the experience overall.
Okay. So you mostly into the sports side of things and stuff like that. So how was Glen Hill when it comes to the sports?
So Glen Hill's always been, you know, decent as far as like basketball goes, you know, football not so much. But, you know, we were always seen as somebody that could beat anybody, you know, when it came to basketball.
Right.
Football, you know, had a little losing streak, but I mean, they bounced back a little bit when I was there, and but more predominantly known for basketball.
Okay. So speaking of basketball, so let's get into it. So what got you into for your love of basketball?
I feel like basketball is something anybody can do, right? Like, you know, growing up, what y'all doing? You know, your homeboy come to your house, you know, we got Beartans down the street. We like, you know, let's walk to the center. Walk to the center, start playing, and I just like, was naturally like decent. I ain't gonna say great or nothing, but, you know, because I didn't really train or nothing, but, you know, I always, you know, hoop with my people. So, you know, that's really brought us together, and it just made me, I don't know, like fall in love with it, I guess. You know, maybe having that, you know, a lot of the guys I hung with, you know, they might have been doing other stuff, but they would always come back and hoop. Like, so that kind of brought us together. So I think that's really like where my genuine love came from.
Right. So that also, which you, well, I don't know, well, you've been doing it for a while, the basketball league you have. Did you have that been going on, the class of the schools?
Yes, sir, class of the classes.
And what made you start doing that?
Really, so, you know, I kind of go back to like 2014, you know, one of my homeboys, his sister, they were trying to fund some money for a trip at Glen Hills. And we just kind of came up with the idea to do an alumni game. And like, I'm talking about, it was like wall to wall. Like, you know, we did only $2 tickets and had over 2 bands for the school so they could do the trip. So like after we did that, it was like a yearly thing. Like that was our way, one of our ways of giving back. And, you know, all the schools started doing it then. So it was kind of like, man, like in our city, I don't think we get the respect, like as far as like having like legit like pros here. And you know, the big thing around is like pro-am this, pro-am that. So to kind of figure out, all right, how would we have these teams drafted or whatnot, we just attached the school name to them, but they still got pros on the team. Like I said, we got, guys like Zep Jasper and Christian Keelan, 2 Power 5 D1 players, but they laning to the death.
Right.
So, okay, we got them on laning. You know, you look at Richmond, got Christian Nobles, Tommy Williams, G League player, real legit pros. All right, we put them on Richmond. Like, so it was kind of like that. So we did the tournament and just put the school on it, but it's essentially a pro-am because that's what the city been asking for a lot. But that was just our way of, you know, splitting the teams up.
Right.
And at the same time, garnering an audience for it because at the end of the day, like I said, if you put Laney and Josie in the gym gonna pack out. Yeah, because that's a rival.
Yeah. Yeah. I went to your last event. I think you did it at Richmond Academy.
Yeah.
Richmond Academy. It was dope.
Okay,
Thick too in the gym.
Yeah.
It was real thick. My brother was out there filming Neighborhood. Shout out Neighborhoods.
Oh yeah. Shout out Neighborhoods for sure.
And I was telling him, I said, we was talking before we got on camera, I was telling him, I said, you didn't link up with David, man. Like, David's connected with all the basketball players and the people that's into the sports around this way. And I'm glad y'all connected and start doing some work together and stuff.
Oh, yeah, for sure. I definitely want to give him his flowers, man, because I feel like, you know, he don't get it enough. You know, when you see, like, guys with cameras now, I honestly feel like, you know, between him and Chad Cook, like, he was one of the first ones to really just be going to, like, runs. We going to runs and getting content because, you know, that's all social media is now, like, content. Like, you know, you shoot, and I be telling him all the time, like, man, if I see somebody post, like, looking for a cameraman for this game, I reach out to him, like, man, go, you know, shoot that thing, because they giving you checks just for posting videos, and who knows what you might get. A dunk on or a crossover, and then you got a $800 check coming. Just because you know, shot a video. But yeah, he always, when I need him, like, he there for sure. And if he not, he telling me why. Like, I ain't, you know, some people around here, you hit them up, and I done had people no-show an event that I put a deposit on, but, you know, he ain't never been like that. So Neighborhoods for sure, you know, check him out.
Big facts. Shout out once again, my little bro, man, Neighborhoods. So you also do the one-on-ones tournaments, like the one-on-ones. Those be very dope too. I watched a few of them. It be actually like a lot of people betting on those things too.
Oh yeah, man. Like, it be crazy, man. Like, we done had games like Petrell, Rogers, and Zep Jasper. They played, and like it was over 1,000. Like once you totaled up everything. And, like, them guys be serious. Like, we legit have a money holder, somebody holding the money. Oh, you got 200 on them, you got 150, whatever. And, like, you know, it be intense, man.
Yeah, it does. It really does. It really does. Do you think that the people that does the sports and stuff down this, do you think they get a lot of attention from the city or a lot of support from the city like they supposed to have, or you think it's iffy?
I don't know. That's hard to say. I do feel like, you know, now, like, they're getting it. Like I said, I feel like a few years ago it wasn't like that. Like I said, I think about guys that we done had that actually, like, led NCAA in scoring, and I feel like sometimes they weren't talked about enough. So, you know, I would make posts then, but I feel like now, like, it's kind of like I said the other day, like, I feel like even with high school, you know, you got to go through somebody in Augusta to win a state championship now. You know, Butler just won, Westside won 3 back-to-back, Cross Creek won back-to-back, Grovetown won, Augusta Christian won, like, you know, like in the last 5 years. So I do feel like now it is. Like I said, we got, you know, Drez playing at Georgia, Trey playing at Missouri, like, players like that. Like, you know, I feel like they are getting that love now. That they probably weren't like a couple years back.
Right. And like you said, going piggyback what you just said, also the videos is important too. And that footage and stuff, because, you know, putting them little tapes together, people like this, they be, you know, very important. So I know that's pretty dope, man. Like, I know, like you said, just a lot of your friends did go off to make pro, or you got some that went overseas?
Oh, yeah, for sure. Like I said, it's just so crazy because, like, I known these guys since they was, like, in middle school. Like I said, Zep, Christian, John Williams playing overseas now, TC Films playing overseas now that, you know, he went to AU. Christian Nobles played overseas. Man, I don't want to leave nobody. Drez just left. You know, he was in China initially. You know, he was down here training too, like giving back to the youth, and he overseas now. Yeah. Chris Washington played overseas. Like, you know, it's like guys that I feel like are genuine friends. You know, even like on the college level, Kobe Stewart, you know, just was on the all first team Southern Conference. So, yeah, just, you know, that's really like where my love came from it as well. Like just knowing these kids since they was like in middle school and like just seeing them, seeing the growth in them. Right. So, yeah, it's a ton of them overseas. Yeah, and I know I'm going to get beat up in the comments because I'm missing like a lot of people.
A lot of people. Yeah. So what you think about the Peace Jam?
I think it's a dope event. Yeah. Great event.
Great event, man. I always miss it every time it comes down because I get the dates wrong. Yeah. And stuff like that. And then a lot of the times they be so packed because they have LeBron down here, or LeBron's son was here, Melo was here. Yeah. A few other people was here.
Yes. Yeah, that's the thing. Like most of the teams are teams of NBA players. Team CP3. Right. Team Bradley Beal, so yeah, they gonna be there, and everybody want to see them and see the guys. But it's definitely a dope experience and a dope event because you looking at future NBA players like on almost all the teams. So, right. Yeah, it's a great thing for the city. To me, up there is, you know, with the Masters. To me.
Right. So you also released a song that you do like at least once a year or every other year. You do a song. Yeah. The last one I think it was We Rise. So
Yeah.
Yeah. So what you be what your mindset be like when you get into them songs and stuff like that, and it's dope because you always add your school into it.
Yeah. Really, just, you know, at first it was just something to promote. You know, initially when I was on More Than the Masters, we were just messing around and did like a little freestyle, but it was kind of connecting. Like it wasn't no dead spots in it. And then I went back and listened to it, and I was like, well, dang, I'm about to put this on, actually record it. But I have to re-memorize it or whatnot. But yeah, it's to the point now, like so I'm almost 40 and like people still want me to make them. So it's like, you know, you don't want to be that old head rapping. Right. So I was like, well, shoot, man, spot as we ride. Like, let me just R&B it out then and just kind of like do like the old school, like 90s R&B type vibe. And because I know they're going to laugh at it. Right. And, you know, they're going to wonder why I did it. And like we did it, you know, we put a flyer at the end of the video, like, you know, it's homecoming week, like, you know what time it is. Like, so they look for me now to make those songs to kind of, you know, hit the bottle on the boat for homecoming to start. But I've been blessed, you know what I'm saying, to have like legit artists on the songs too. So like Stuck Up Kayla, Young Quad, D Kent, like they all put verses on my songs. And to me, that's like dope because, you know, I'm not a real rapper at all or a musician. Right. You know, we just trying to, you know, turn the city up. Right. They dropping their verses on stuff for me.
Yeah, that's dope. That's dope. You get your DJ Khaled on.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, kinda. And even like Sellers, you know, speaking of DJ Khaled, him dropping his vocals on stuff for me. So.
Shout out DJ Sellers. Sellers. Yeah, so man, you've been rocking with Sellers for a minute.
Yeah. He Glen Hill baby too. Even though, you know, he claimed Glen Hill's and Butler, but me and him, you know, we got a connection as well. So.
He said Glen Hill's and Butler. Yeah. So how important is the homecoming to the city?
I think it's very important. Like I told somebody not too long ago, man, like I done lost. As you get older, you start losing like people like through health, you know, other factors. Like you really start seeing people dying. And when I just had somebody die, like recently, I was like, dang, like last time I seen him was homecoming. Last time I seen him before that was homecoming. Like it's always an event where you know if you go, you're more than likely to see somebody that you ain't seen like all year. Right. And y'all talk like, you know, like y'all just was with each other the day before. Like it's always love. So I think it's very big. Then like even at like Glen Hills, they pass around the money bucket, like put a couple dollars in there, we take it back to the school. Like I think that's the part people miss. Like the whole, another point of it is to raise money for different events and different programs that school have, whether it be DECA, VOCA, sports programs. You know, we done did alumni games where we got the uniforms paid for the football team, you know, just stuff like that. And just like I said, the overall atmosphere of it all is dope. You know, it's on par with college homecomings, like, really.
Right.
When you think about it.
It's a big old, like, the city be locked.
Yeah.
That's all you see for them, like, because they mostly have them on different weekends, right? Like, one weekend be one school, the next weekend be the next school.
And I feel like they do that intentionally.
Why you say that?
Well, no, just so Laney can have their week, Joseph can have their week. You know, they don't want to have both of them at the same time, and then people got to choose.
Right.
So it's kind of like, I think they do a convenient scheduling, which is dope on their end.
Right. You probably having everybody going to every school homecoming.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, we definitely don't, you know what I'm saying, make sure we shout out everybody else too, so I'll be it all on.
Yeah, that was about a year ago. Because you probably, you know, basically know everybody from each school probably, you know, some people, you know, stuff, you know, either play ball with them or they came through the program or something like that.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
Yeah. Like, so, the violence that's been in the city for the last few years, like I said, you've been born and raised here, so I know you done seen a lot. You done, you know, witnessed or probably heard a lot just being in this city and stuff. Yeah. Do you feel like this is the worst time of crime? You feel like it's getting more dangerous out here in Augusta, or you feel like it's kind of the same?
I feel like it's more publicized now because, I mean, I feel like cameras everywhere, social media is a thing. Like I said, me growing up without all that, you know, you would still hear about maybe somebody got shot or somebody got jumped.
Right.
But it was nothing that I can go on my phone. Hell, we ain't have phones. We had flip phones.
Yeah, right.
So, you know, I couldn't just pull my phone out and see it and be like, damn, XYZ happened. So I think it might be, you know what I'm saying, about the same, honestly.
Right.
Just, you know, more publicized.
I think so, too.
More easy for eyes to attain it.
Yeah. I think so, too. I agree. I think because of technology, I think that, you know, you wouldn't know what's going on in Italy or somewhere like that if it wasn't for social media.
Yeah.
Because, like, we get Italy papers for the news or something. You know what I'm saying? So we get more broader news and information quicker. Yeah. And
even as, like, teens, like, when I was in school, I wasn't reading the Augusta Chronicle, but 10th grader can look on their phone and say, dang, buddy at Glen Hill got shot.
Right.
So it's just like,
Yeah. Especially in all the school threats we had for the past couple schools, like just shootings and like stuff like that. Do you feel like metal detectors should be in schools?
Yeah, only reason I say and just for the safety, number one, but I mean, we had them when I was in school.
So, oh, y'all did?
Yeah.
Damn, I didn't know that.
Metal detectors at Glen Hill.
I didn't know that.
Yeah. Like, before they ripped down and built the gym right there, like, you would always see the little thing. Like
they have in the courtrooms?
Yeah, they had that up there for the longest. Like, they weren't using it, but even when I left, like, you would always see it there by one of our entrances, by our bus stop. So, yeah, we did have them. So, I think, like, for the overall safety.
Yeah.
I
think, I think Silver Bluff and Aiken, I think it's New Elliston, South Carolina. They have, like, the security wall thing where you have to get buzzed in and the whole nine, and you got to get buzzed in another door, like you doing visitation at a jail or something like that.
Yeah, they locked down.
Yeah.
But, I mean, I don't know, like, their stats, but, you know, maybe it has been working, so that might be a thing. Yeah.
Right. So, do you feel like there will ever be some type of resistance as far as the violence will settle in Augusta, or you feel like that's going to be a forever thing?
I just think it take, like, the right group of people to really put eyes on it as far as, like, trying to make a change. And I do feel like that can happen. I mean, you look at, like, Harold Dobie, you know, he was doing that walk for nonviolence, like, a while ago, but you need more people like him.
Right.
You know, more people like Roman Hill, you know, people that really advocate for nonviolence, you know, because, you know, they done seen the worst. So they trying to protect people coming up and, like, show them, you know, that ain't the way. So I think it would take, like, a good group of people to, you know, really like put the push on it to where people realize, you know, it ain't really cool to be doing certain things.
Right.
You know?
That's crazy you say that, because a lot of people, when they hear the non-peace, I mean the non-violence and the peace rallies, they could like the younger crowd, they consider that as boring.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? You're preaching.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? You prophesizing. You're Martin Luther King type thing.
Yeah.
They look at the violence as a cool thing.
Right.
So like you said, we need more people to make peace cool.
Yeah.
Making sure it's cool to be peaceful.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
I want to say, like, yeah, it'll take like a certain type of individual,
Right.
somebody already look at like they quote unquote cool.
Right.
And
they can relate to him.
Yeah.
And they understand, okay, well, he did what I used to do, but he's changed and did this, and I see what he can do.
Right, yeah.
Yeah, that type thing. So, man, when it comes to the NBA, man, what team you think gonna win this year?
I'll be biased because I'm like a real deal Hawks fan, but
Okay.
I mean, I feel like it's either the Celtics and the Thunder probably.
Okay.
Yeah. I feel like even though Cleveland got the record they got, it's always, when a team do good like that, they kind of, you know, might not be prepared for the playoffs.
Right.
Like they think they are, even though they've been, but they haven't been a number one seed before. And, you know, that is pressure with that. So
Right.
I know Boston won last year, so I think it might be like them and the Thunder. But,
Okay.
of course, you can't, you know, tell Braun he ain't gonna win. You know, every year he always in the mix.
I mean, this year he's pretty. He got a pretty decent little squad this year. Like, you know, and Doncic help out a lot, a whole lot with him. Yeah, man. So after LeBron retires, Steph, KD, Harden, Westbrook, a lot of the older ones are still around.
Yeah.
Do you feel like the NBA still be in a good place with the talent they still have left?
Yeah, I think they will be. I mean, the whole thing is who's going to be the face now.
Right.
And certain people got to have that PR and that on the court.
The attitude.
I feel like Anthony Edwards might have the on the court, but might not have the PR.
Right.
Shea Gilgeous-Alexander might be too quiet. But
he's like a baby Kawhi.
Yeah, but on the court, you know, he a beast. So somebody going to have to come and just kind of be like that LeBron.
Yeah.
That world ambassador type.
Because they don't want to give it to a European player.
Right. Yeah, so, you know, I think it'll be in a good place on the court, but it's off the court what we got to worry about.
They want to give it to Tatum. What you say about that?
I think he could be the face. I think with him it's just his team has already been so well-rounded to where it's like I think they I don't know, like don't speak about how good he is because he got Jaylen Brown, because he got Porzingis, Derek White, and they might have 25, 30 points, and then he kind of laying back.
Right.
Yeah, but I know, you know, he a dog, so, you know, if he didn't have him, he still would be the player that he is.
Right.
But I think he could be the face, yeah.
Right. Okay. Cool. So, man, back to Augusta. What do you feel like this city, some resources and event spaces, do you feel like this city should have in order to grow? What's some things we need in the city in order for it to grow, bring money to the city so it can grow?
I think, you know, definitely number one would be the rebuilding of the James Brown. You know, I know once they get that going, we can start having the concerts, the things that we don't think about, like the rodeos, the monster trucks, stuff like that.
So did they tear it down, like, completely, or did he just rebuilding it?
I know they're rebuilding it, but, you know, if you ride by there now, it's like they done knocked down the majority of it. So, I mean, I don't know if that's going to be where they're building it at. But I know without that, you know, we missing out on a lot of things because people driving to Columbia, Charlotte, Atlanta just to see people that used to may come down here. But I know that's definitely one thing we need. I don't know. I feel like we got a lot. You know, Augusta trying, you know, give us a Top Golf, give us a Dave & Buster's, stuff like that. I think the people in the city actually, like Mike Gibson doing this rodeo thing that he has in August, like those type of events don't necessarily need a venue, you know, because they out there at the field.
Right.
So I just think, you know, open-minded people just coming up with those type of ideas can help the city. I mean, we got the golf course.
Right.
You know, we do the Masters, Peach Jam close enough to where the city can eat off of it, whether it be through hotels, coaches eating, you know, stuff like that. So I know number one to be an entertainment center. Yeah.
That's dope. Yeah, that's dope. That's dope, bro. That's real dope. That's dope. Yeah, man. So, yeah, before we slide off on NewbieVeT, man, how can they get in contact with you? Is there any love you like to shout out?
So they can get in contact with me, DBeard52 on IG, Snapchat, TikTok, David Beard on Facebook. SwoopHoops.org is our nonprofit. Reggie Cummings as well. We actually looking for sponsors now for our next high school showcase and clash of the classes. So if anybody wants to donate, you know, they can reach out to me. Like I said, we are a nonprofit, so, you know, you can do it on your taxes. I want to give a shout out to, like I said, Reggie Cummings. You know, he, like my co-founder with all these events, Jamal Bates. You know, just the whole city of Augusta for just showing me love. Like I said, definitely want to shout out Butler Bulldogs, man. They just won the state last week, had their net cut ceremony yesterday.
Who they beat?
They beat Union County.
Okay.
Yeah, so definitely want to shout them out and shout out all the, you know, the youth and the guys, you know, performing this past basketball season.
What's up?